Okay, so what is nullish coalescing in JavaScript? You might see two question marks and think of memes immediately. That's at least what I think of. But it's actually an incredibly useful operator that was introduced in ECMAScript 2020 that I use quite often day to day. So just a little background. I have this full post up on my website, jzhyatt.com. But here's a little bit of background. So first off, if you want to set default values, like here, for instance, the way to do this before nullish coalescing would be to use the double pipe operator, the logical OR operator. So in this case, we have duration, we have items, and these are set to config.animation duration or 300 or config.number of items or 10. The problem is here, we actually have duration set to 0, which in a configuration for maybe some kind of animation library is perfectly reasonable because maybe they want it to be instantaneous or something. But in reality, we would end up with 300 because logical OR is going to say, hey, if anything on the left side is falsy, use the right side, right? And in JavaScript, we know that 0 is falsy, right? So we introduced the nullish coalescing operator so that instead, it's only going to use the right side value if the left side is not null or undefined, which is much more useful because you might have empty strings, you might have false, you might have 0, etc. on the left side intentionally when you're trying to do default values and some sort of maybe default options in a configuration object, things like that. So actually a great example. You could also use this for API responses, function parameters. I've got several examples on the website here, but just so you know, the utility of this operator is in that when we want the left side to be able to be a falsy value other than null or undefined, when null or undefined is the case where we do want to have some kind of fallback value, that's where this is useful, where we want to allow all other falsy values, but we want to have a default value if the left side the left side value, sorry, is null or undefined explicitly.